All right, hello, welcome back to another rousing episode of the Roundtable, where we don't circle back, we move forward, and we sure as hell don't align with any type of weak energy. So I am Ron Miller, joined by the dynamic duo, as always, of Nicole Gray and Lady Bell Castro. Welcome back to the table, ladies. Always a pleasure to see you every time we do this. So today's episode is brought to you by every single vague corporate email or phone call you have ever got that said, unfortunately, your goals just don't align with ours at the current time, right? Translation rather, translate. It's a translation to a transition,
Right.
actually.
True.
But we're we're not going to promote you. We don't know what we're doing, and we're hoping you just maybe disappear quietly, right? But here's the twist. Now you run the
Yes.
business, right? You get to decide whose goals align and whose red flags show up in the first call. And don't even get us started on those that people are like, hey, let's circle back on that, right? It's a phrase that is so goddamn corporate and deserves its own parking space in the land of stalled decisions, okay? So, as a business owner, circling back is complete code for wasting time that we don't have. And if it's one thing I know about the two of you, you do not like wasting time
Yes.
whatsoever.
Yes.
Clear answers, clean
Accurate.
energy, actual ROI. Like, I'm gonna go Friday Night Lights on you here. Like, clear minds, full hearts, one
Yeah.
goal,
Yeah.
right? So let's dig in. Let's dig
So,
in. So, Nicole, I know that this was high on your
yes,
bucket
it
list.
was because
So,
we don't align with your goals used to feel like rejection. The beautiful thing now of being an entrepreneur, I'm the business, they're my damn goals. So I can do whatever I want. So we can now flip the script as entrepreneurs. We don't have to worry about aligning with the goals, they're my goals. And plus, I used to hate in corporate America, they'd say, it's so weak, we don't align with your goals. Just have the balls to tell me no. That's all it is. It's just
Right.
now. And we don't need to circle back. It's just now. So I just love the fact that
Hmm.
I'm the business now and my goals are my goals going forward. That's the beauty of it. So you can just flip it. So if you're tired of hearing that and all the we'll circle back and all that other stuff, you don't have to worry about that now. So that's what I love.
Right. Yeah. And let's circle back when you do align with our goals was another, they
Yes.
combined both of them and it was fun because that just means let's have this conversation when you decide to agree with us versus finding common ground and doing things the right way. That's not ever going to happen
Yeah.
again. And I think it's also that you're now allowed to not only decide what your goals are, but you can also decide if a potential client doesn't align with your
Yes.
goals.
Yes.
And instead of using that awful line, you can just say, you know what? We're not meant to work together because we don't mesh well, we don't want the same things, or I'm not going to do things that are unethical, whatever the case may be. You get to decide that. And you still don't ever have to say that
Yeah,
line
and I'm
again.
so glad you said that because I feel like a lot of people think when they're entrepreneurs, and yes, we all want to make money, but you do have the right to say no. Because and
Right.
Lainey, you've said that not all money is good money, right? Because there's sometimes you are going
Hmm.
to get with folks, and you're going to be like, they're trying to get with you to see what you're about. We have the right to do the same thing. And honestly, I've had some people recently where I'm like, no, this is not going to happen because they're
Hmm.
already coming in telling me what
Hmm.
they are or aren't going to do, and it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and we don't need to circle
Right.
back. It's just nah, no, and I can say it in different languages too. So
It's it, I'd really like to hear that actually.
do it in Mandarin. Do it in Mandarin.
Yeah. And then,
okay.
uh,
I know it then.
but I think it's true though, and don't drag it
hmm
out by saying let's circle back. Just if you know that something is not going to work, then just go ahead and say it or fire me if you're in corporate America. Do whatever you have to do. Just get it over with versus dragging it out because there's I think we're all adults and we don't need to be coddled as much as everyone likes to think. I know a lot of people like to play by the rules and, be all diplomatic. That's just not me. But I would just rather hear what you have to say in plain black and white up front than circling back and giving me the same old bullshit 10 different
Yeah. And
ways.
don't you both feel sometimes where people think because you're an entrepreneur that you're corporate, and it's actually no. I think what corporate has taught us, and we've talked about this before in previous episodes, with structure and like, emails, organization, things like that. But it's just me. It's me, myself, and I. I don't have a team, so I'm not going to be all corporate
Hmm.
with you. I'm going to be very matter of fact. I'm going to be very
Right.
open and honest, a lot more than corporate. But I think people think, oh, entrepreneur, corporate. It's like, no, no, no. I do know some people who run their business like that. I don't. Because I
Right.
want the flexibility. I want the opportunity to,
Mhm.
see both sides, color outside the lines, and all that good stuff. So I'm not, if you're looking for like that person who has that corporate feel, it's definitely not me. It's
Hmm.
definitely not me.
Yep. Yep. And I,
Let's see.
oh, go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead, lady.
I was just gonna say, and I think it's it's almost nice to have that power because it really does give you a whole new level of
Hmm.
confidence, which it's such a small thing. And again, we can say like how childish it is to be told this doesn't align with our goals or let's circle back. But once you get away from all of that, it's so nice to just be like, oh my gosh, I don't have any fear
Hmm.
anymore. I don't have to be afraid of doing things a certain way. I don't have to be afraid of telling this person no. I don't have to worry about any of that. So that's definitely a huge plus
Yeah,
in
I
my
don't have to
mind.
say,
You don't have
you
to
know
worry.
what? I'm gonna get back with you, which is code for it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And while we still like, I mean, for me at least, I still have my clients are mostly in corporate
Yeah.
America still. So there is some of that that you always will have to deal
Yes.
with if depending on your client
Yeah.
base, of course, but you still don't have to put up with it if you don't
Yeah.
want to. It depends on what kind of environment it is, of course, but there is always going to be that even if you are an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, but again,
Yeah.
you get to
Because
kind of
I
call
work
the
with people
shots.
who are in corporate America as well, but I think what they like with me, it's again, I'm taking all that out, like you were saying, Lainey. I'm kind of like just peeling that
Mhm.
onion because they have to deal with it every day. So they want somebody who's going to tell the truth, be bold, just kind of tell it like it is. Because every day they have to deal with all these little one-liners, and they don't want that. They don't then want
Yes.
to go to a coach or somebody who's an expert in their field and get those same one-liners. Like we've we've
Right.
we've done them enough. We've done them enough. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Yep. Completely agree. And I think there's something to be said, it's not all bad to have that
yeah,
corporate experience because again, you leave and now you know, oh, this is not something that I need to do. This is not something that I like, so I don't have to circle back on that if I don't want to. So it just makes things a lot
yeah.
cleaner. And,
Well, we'll circle
that's
back as a delayed tactic, right? So that was just one of those. I mean, we'll circle back. When your manager said that, you almost felt like your mom saying, "Did you ask your dad?" It's like,
Mhm.
just tell me,
Mhm.
mom, can I go or
Yeah.
not? I don't need dad to tell me I can't go.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Right.
So, yeah,
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 exactly. I know. And I feel
See,
like, Ron, I mean, even in your world, because it is the recruiting world,
yeah,
you probably still have to deal with a lot of that, but you can also prep them for that too.
yeah,
listen, I'll just be honest. Right now, where my business is, and the way that it's going, if you are looking to circle back on that, or you want to, I'm all about like trying to tackle some low hanging fruit right now, seeing if our synergies align. We can think outside of the box together, and I'm happy to touch base. So,
I love the synergies.
Hmm.
you know,
I know.
I like pulled the Eminem there on corporate phrases, like with the Michael Jackson of, I took a look at the man in the mirror and told him to beat it because I won't stop till I get enough.
You PYT, you PYT.
Do you remember the time, Nicole?
I do
No,
because
but
Billie Jean said,
hey, Billie Jean, that's my girl.
you know what, Ron, just look at the man in the mirror. Okay.
Oh,
I
wow.
did. I did. I took a really
She just
deep look,
circled
and
back to the
he's a Only thing I see there is a smooth criminal. Do 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 do
Ooh,
do
that's good.
do do
That's
do
good.
do do. All right,
That's
but
a
no,
flipper right
seriously.
there.
As desperate as I am for business right now, right? So I'll take you back to where I actually said this early on of this is not for me, right? This is where you control the narrative of not circling back. I had a referral early on when I opened up. I was super excited about the opportunity. It was a growing firm, in the medical field, medical staffing field that was launching out. They really needed my help and support because they didn't have the infrastructure, hiring a consultant with that kind of experience to come in to help them build it, yada, yada, yada. I had like three calls that all three were a little odd and off the rails and rescheduled and unscheduled, but I was really desperate for business like I am today. And I took them and I rolled through it. And I got to the final one where I was like, I'm either going to do this or I'm walking. I got invited out all the way to Long Island, which is not an easy drive where I am. Like Manhattan, easy. Long Island, not so much.
Yeah.
Get invited out to the corporate office to have a sit down meeting to sign all this up. And a week goes by, I don't hear anything but the placeholder. No address, no anything. I look them up online, I reach out, nothing. So the day of that morning, I send another email. I'm like, I'm just verifying that this is the address. I'll be leaving in about an hour in order to get there, making it very evident without saying this is a long ass drive.
Hmm.
I'll be there by this time. I just want to make sure I'm at the right place. And it took them like 20 minutes, and I got an email back. Oh, today's not going to
Oh,
work. I'm
wow.
really sorry. And I said, you know what? This just doesn't align right now.
Hmm.
And I really wish you luck in the future. Maybe if things change for you, let's discuss it down the road. Was my term, not let's circle back. I went down the
Yeah.
road. But that's one of those times as a business owner I was not going to say, let's circle
Yeah.
back. I was not going to say any of that because it's not something I knew right there. This was not going to go anywhere. And
Right.
this was just going to be a hassle and a headache. No matter how much I needed to get this going, this was not going to be worth it. And I probably do work that I never get
Well,
paid for.
kudos to you because if you would
Hmm.
have, done that drive or got about halfway and them saying it's not going to work, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
And
I
that's
would,
the
I would
thing.
have, I'd have been like, before you go, Lane, I would have been like what we were just talking about before. I would have put a little mark under my left eye right there, a little Lisa Lopez action. I'd have burned something to the ground.
We could have killed.
Oh
We
my
could have.
gosh. And I would have supported that
Yeah.
too, Ron. But that's the thing too. It works both ways because we can say this doesn't align, but it's amazing how many potential clients, since we are entrepreneurs, think that they can just kind of yank you
Mm-hmm.
around and they can just keep putting you off and putting you off. I've sent plenty of proposals out where people are like on the phone before I send it. They're like, yes, let's sign it today. And then I send it and weeks go by and you follow up every week. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, now's not a good time, but circle back with me in a month. And you do. And then they just keep pushing it off. And that's a huge red flag because then you're like, well, you're not valuing Jesus. You know the
Yeah,
word I'm
we got
saying.
you. We got you.
You're not taking my time seriously. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
So why should I bother chasing
Yeah.
you? They just expect that because we are solopreneurs or entrepreneurs that we will chase and we'll try and force ourselves to align with their goals. But that's where we can kind of flip the script now and say, this is no, you can't treat me
Yeah.
like this. And if you're doing that now, then you're probably not going to pay me on time either.
Yeah. Let
So
me tell you,
this doesn't
my
align.
time is money, and my friends and family know that I do not play with my time because especially not
Hmm.
only as I've gotten older, I got shit to do. Between my son, my
Yeah.
job, my husband, just stuff is going on. I remember back even when I was in corporate, if I logged in, whether it was a Zoom call, an in-person meeting, if you're 15 minutes late, I was out. And I remember people going,
Yep.
"Oh, running. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was late. I didn't." I said, "We're gonna have to reschedule." Oh, but it's only 15 minutes. First of all, that's
Mhm.
rude. You couldn't have let me know
Yeah.
something was going on. You know what I mean? Like even at doctor's office,
Yeah.
if you're 15 minutes late, they're gonna charge you, right? Or you have to
Hmm.
reschedule. this whole attitude that people have with
Mm-hmm.
time, like, oh, I just had so much going on. Like, I'm just sitting here eating bonbons, watching reality TV. I got stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, I had a client
Yeah.
just recently. She was going in an interview and she reached out to me. She's like, Nicole's been 20 minutes. They haven't popped up as Zoom yet. I said, hang up. Really? Yeah, hang up.
Yep.
Because that's rude for that recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
And the recruiter did call back and
Mm-hmm.
apologize, reschedule, whatever. But it's like, I'm not going to hang out. Okay? I got stuff to do.
No.
So if you want me, be here on time. Now, a minute or two, I'll give you that because sometimes it could be just trying to, open Zoom or, it could be
Yep.
whether it's technology.
Yep.
But if you're going to be
Right.
later, I mean, I let my trainer know if I'm running late. It's
Mm-hmm.
just respect. That's all you
Mm-hmm.
have to do. But I so glad that you said that, lady, because I think people think too, you're entrepreneurs, oh, they'll just take anything. No, I do want to get paid and I do want to work with you. But if you can't value my time, that just lets me know this is not a good fit because that's just rude. Like you wouldn't do that. Like these same people who ghost us or dodge us or whatever time, breaking their necks to go get their hair done, or God forbid they would never be late for a mani pedi appointment. But
Right.
you're gonna flake off on
Right.
me, girl, boy, bye. So, mm-mm.
Yeah. But you bring up a good point, Nicole. Should we start charging for late arrivals like doctor's
I mean,
offices?
seriously.
Because I would be a millionaire by now because I have had clients who are
I'm not saying I hate this idea.
I have clients who are consistently late to my weekly marketing calls with them. And it's like, oh, yeah, sorry. And I've stopped waiting. Like, if you're not there within 5
Yeah,
to maybe 10 minutes, if I'm being nice that day, I'm hanging up and
yeah,
rescheduling. But
yeah.
man, if I
If
wait,
not,
should we
if
start
not that, I would
charging?
say the automatic reschedule, and then if you miss that one, you just lost an appointment.
Mhm.
Because like I bill, my
Yeah.
coaching sessions are monthly, and you get 4 sessions a month. So if you're gonna bog off on
Hmm.
one and be totally late, well now you got three. Because why should I even reschedule? That's just
Yep.
rude. Because I got other stuff going
It
on. So
is
all of a
rude.
sudden it's like, oh, can you reschedule? No. And I've had to tell somebody, no, I can't reschedule, especially not today. You're just got to be next week. Excuse
Right.
me, we're going to bump your sessions.
Yep.
But now, like you said, the more we're talking this out, maybe you just miss a session because you have to be held accountable.
Mhm.
I have a job to do. You
Right.
reach like you want my help. So I can only
Right.
help you
Yeah.
if you show up on time, come up prepared because I have homework, so we can get this party started.
Yep.
So if you flake off, well then that's
Yep.
on you. Like you're only hurting yourselves. That's why I don't blame the doctor and the
Yes.
dentist who are like, hey, if you're late, we got to charge you, $50, $100, and people are like, oh my god, girl, if you're already stuck in traffic, just call and say I'm running late. That's all. They just be
Right.
mindful and respectful of their time. That's it. That's it.
Well,
Yep.
it's because they got packed schedules behind it. So you're not just affecting their schedule, you're
Right.
affecting the 14
Everybody else
people
gets bumped.
behind you.
Right. And then I go
Yes.
to the doctor's office and they put me in that robe and I'm sitting there in my underwear and I gotta wait 45 minutes because Bertha was running late. Like I ain't got nothing to do now but just sit in my
Yeah.
underwear and scroll on my phone for an hour. It's a
Yeah. I get
Bertha.
pissed enough when I go
Yeah.
to the barber shop and I have like an appointment for like 1 o'clock and I get there at 5:01 and I'm got to wait until 10 after because
Right.
3 people that came before me were late and
Hmm.
I got pushed back. So
But
now I got to sit
but then I
there.
also blame the barber and the hairstylist too, because they want their money, so they'll be like, "Oh, that's okay. I can just bump everybody." No, I have said, "Nope, I'm not waiting. I'll just get you at another
Yep.
time," because again, that's just rude.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
It
yeah,
is rude.
Well, and to the points that you're all making, right? And all of our time as entrepreneurs is
hmm
valuable and it's not all billing time. You got
Hmm.
to understand, like, as an entrepreneur, if you're not working for a customer on something or a client
Hmm.
on something, you're working on the business because, and we've talked about this, we're the marketer, we're the advertiser,
hmm
we're the accountant, we are the face, we are the designer, we are the content creator, we are the everything. We have
Right.
97 brim. We're like the A-mans from the what was the Wayne show? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I know, I know. Hey, man, I got 13 jobs. Yeah,
Yeah, how many times you got man, the pies, the
yeah,
glove pies,
yeah.
everything.
I mean, we're
I fill the
technical
tires
support.
up
We're
with
the
the fuel. I
janitor.
got
We're
my
the
kids.
cook. I mean,
Yeah.
we do everything. You know. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And that doesn't even include the stuff that we got to do at
hmm
home besides that, right?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that entrepreneurs work harder, because people that go out to work and work for companies, you still have the same responsibilities too when you get
Yeah.
home. But
Mhm.
we're doing 9 other jobs besides that. I know you guys are, out there probably doing like 4 or 5 at this point, because everyone just keeps cutting and cutting and cutting and posting more on, and until
Mhm.
you quit, or they say our goals just don't align
Yeah.
anymore. Oh, which my favorite response to today to that is simply, great, what are your goals?
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Can you describe your goals? How about a business
And they never
plan? What is your
can.
business plan?
Mm-mm.
They can't. Well, we want to
Yeah,
be the best in the industry. That's not a plan. That's a wish.
that's a
Yeah.
wish. And how are you
I
there?
yeah,
And what are the
Yeah.
steps?
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd like a 6-pack. And what else you got?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
what else?
It- we don't align with you don't align with our goals anymore, is like corporate speak for, yeah, we got to make sure that we are able to pay the board their bonus, so
Yeah.
we're going to cut as many heads as possible, throw an asterisk at the end of our name, and brand ourselves as somebody different that cares. In the meantime, it's still the same people that would eat their young in order to get ahead that are making the
Yeah.
decisions of, let's circle back on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, one person I
Very
know.
true.
For those of you that can't see it, I give you one of these. Circle back on that.
Well,
Look back on the
one
bird.
person I know who does align with our gold run is Lainey. And Lainey, you're up for this week's For the Win and WTF.
Okay, for the win, well, I got 2 new clients last week.
Yay.
They were
That's so huge.
referrals,
That's huge.
so yay! I know. Yeah, they were referrals from just people that I've networked with. So last year was really freaking slow. So any like new clients that come my way this year, I'm like, oh, thank God, because now I'm just like permanently scared.
Nice.
So yeah, that
That's
was a
awesome.
plus. And my WTF of the week is Waymos.
Ah,
Waymos, the
yes.
driverless electric cars, are all over the city of Atlanta and they keep getting stuck in the middle of intersections. So they're blocking traffic and there's nobody driving them. So it's just sitting there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe we're not ready
Yeah.
for
As you
electric
cuss out this
cars. Like,
empty vehicle,
may-
I mean, like,
exactly.
move, asshole,
Yeah,
and there's
it
nobody in the car.
right. It happened just yesterday, and also like the electric delivery robots that are happening they're all over
Yeah.
Midtown Atlanta. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but they are also malfunctioning in the middle of a road while people are trying to drive. And I'm like, guys, I get that this is probably our future, but like maybe we don't try this out in the middle of the one of the most crowded cities
Yeah.
in the world. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe pick like a rural
Yeah.
area
Try where
first.
Ron lives first and then let us know how that works.
Yeah. Try it where the cow farms are.
Listen, I can't even get an Uber or Lyft out here, so that happening is not
See?
gonna.
Try them out there.
Yeah.
You can get a driverless Uber now, Ron,
Oh, God.
that gets stuck in the middle of an intersection.
Wow.
So go ahead.
Unreal.
Wow. All right.
That's my
Unreal.
Well, my for the win,
WTF.
guys, is my yard was selected as yard of the month, and this is from somebody who
Yeah.
has no
Woo!
green thumbs and occasional green finger. And no green thumbs. But I'm very proud because thanks to my husband, Luis Hernandez, who does our yard, True Green, and the guys who did our landscaping a year ago, our yard is pretty hot. So we always get compliments. So I'm very
Aw,
excited about that. And I feel very suburbanite right now, getting yard of the month. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
mhm.
Uh,
You'd be a star
I'm
in
just saying.
Terps.
I'm just
Sorry.
saying. My WTF is the banning of books. I'm over. And I'm over that every week is another story about more and more books getting banned because of religious rights, which I thought was the whole
Ugh.
freedom of us being able to have and be able to choose and pick whatever book. And as a parent, if I
Mhm.
don't want my son to read that book, he just won't read it. But I don't want to ban it for other kids not to read that book. That's what pisses me off. That some parents can do the whole, religious freedom thing and ban for everybody. I don't need anybody posing their beliefs. So this whole idea that,
Mhm.
books that are written by LGBTQIA authors or about their things or having to do with black people or Hispanics, we got to be careful of those books. It's bullshit. Okay, just call it what it
Which,
is.
by the way, some of those are the best
Well,
books. Like some of those are
and
classic
there's and there's some
novels.
things that
Book.
we read that I want my son to read, and the fact that there's some books he can't find in the library is just ridiculous. So Yeah, that's my band because I'm a reader and I'm trying to get my son. He's at the age where he's reading chapter books, but the way it's going, the only thing that's gonna be left in the library is Curious George. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Ron.
And then they'll
And
find
will Curious George be left in the library because he's not vanilla,
That is
that's
true.
true.
That is true.
It's
Yeah.
true.
but he is owned by the man in the yellow hat. So
hmm
Right.
There you
Who
go.
probably yeah.
Nicole,
Yeah.
I'll just add this because I'm with you on this book ban and all this other happy horseshit bullshit that
Yeah.
goes on. So parents, your kids can read whatever you choose for them to read, right? Because this is a country that's built on religious freedom. It was not a Christian nation. It was never built that way. And I'll get off my soapbox here, but you know what they can't ban? Those books on the internet. And you know
Oh,
what's never happened at all? And I can't find it anywhere. Nobody LGBTQ has ever that I can find anywhere been arrested for child pornography or sex with a minor. But man,
Exactly.
in the last couple of months, I think there's been 3 congressional
thank you.
sitting members that sure the hell
Yeah. All the
has.
people who want to ban their books are
Exactly.
always on Grinder. Just want to put that out there. So,
Yep.
Yeah. It's always the people listen to what they're saying because what they hate is what they're
right.
doing.
Hello.
Yep. It's exactly
Throwing a
what.
stone.
And this has been a PSA
But
from the Ron table. So with that, Ron,
yeah.
give us.
So here's my
Yes.
win. Here is my win. Is and I'll thank you Atlanta fans for this. Is one Mr. Max Fried, who is now 10-2 with an ERA under 2 for my beloved New York Yankees. Max Fried representing Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Love
Ron,
this
that's what we do in
guy.
Atlanta. We always get the athletes, and then when they leave us, they flourish. That's just an Atlanta thing. So,
Yes.
Thank
you're
you.
welcome because we're used to this. So, yeah.
We train.
Thank you. Max Fried can pitch for my Yankees for the rest of his career. The guy is just
Well,
love him.
yeah, we're so
Love him.
we're so
That is
happy for you,
my
Ron.
win.
I know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, and that is my bright spot. That's like fight for the win. With all this other bullshit going on in the world, how bad my business is, that's my for the win. Now let's get to the
Yes.
WTF. So I had a candidate for a direct hire role, not just like a mid-level candidate. This is a high-level, $185,000 a year, very high VP of operations.
hmm
4 interviews, one of which was almost 3 hours long, 2 project presentations, dinner with spouses.
No. That
Nope.
all this is creating a W-2 in my head.
Over 5 weeks.
Okay.
Then final indicators after dinner that this was a done deal, to the point that my partner on this spent 2 hours on the phone with them the night before they scheduled him to come in to make the offer. Had him come in on person to make the offer. That's how they were excited. Brought him in, sat him down and said, "We've decided to go in another direction."
That is just wrong. So shameful and
It's
wrong.
shitty because first of all, you included my spouse. You got them involved with this dinner.
Yeah.
Why are you having dinner and interviewing? And why are you interviewing for 3 hours? Okay,
Yeah.
we're not getting married.
Yeah.
This is a job. I'm so
Yeah.
over recruiting and the multiple interviews and all that bullshit. But like, honestly, for me, the biggest thing is once you invite my husband, we're having dinner. Oh, you have to hire me because you got him involved. So now, not only did you tell me now, I got to tell him or her now. Oh, no.
And the number one red flag for me, and in any company that does this, is when they have the candidate do a project for
Laine,
them.
I
Like,
hate
I'm
that.
sorry, we're not working for free for you.
Nope.
You can hire me and then I'll do the projects.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
has
Because
happened
now
to
they've
me
kept his
twice
project, and the
before.
new mofo they hired is using his projects.
They are going to
See,
use
that's
it.
what pisses
They're
me
going
off
to use
too.
it.
Yep.
That's not okay.
Yep.
And it's a huge red flag because
Yep.
you always know the
Yep.
company is shady when they do that. And then
Yeah.
look what
Yeah.
happened. He did all and
I've
now
not been this incensed in quite some time when it comes to business. And it's not because I counted my chickens on my payout before it happened,
Mhm.
right? as much as I need the business, where I was so pissed and ready to get on a plane, buy a pair of cowboy boots just so I could fly to Texas, go to this company and stick one of them up each other's ass,
Mm-hmm.
was what you did to this
Yeah.
gentleman.
It's so
This
sad.
very high level guy who has put time and energy, effort to the point where he felt so strongly that this was closing that he stopped his search and he
Mhm.
jumped through every
Mm.
hoop and brought his wife into it. And then
Right.
you back out that
We just
morning.
talked about time being valuable.
have that-
Think of all the time that this man has put
Yes.
in the prep, the homework, getting his wife, the dinner, the conversations, whether he wanted to or not, over dinner, and all that BS. That
Yeah.
would tell me anything. I mean, if you were doing this to somebody you were dating, they would know, oh, this is
Right.
going to be my forever. This is my person.
Right.
For them to tell you after
Yeah.
3 months of all this, you know what? I don't want to be with you. That's when you get stabbed in the
Yeah.
neck. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they humiliated him by bringing him into the office to basically not offer him
Ugh.
the job. Like that
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
humiliating. I would have been like, am I on an episode of Punked right now? Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is just so wrong. Like it sucks that you didn't get paid, Ron, for sure,
Yeah.
because obviously that's shitty. But man, this poor guy, like if I know him, I will try and find him a job
This,
because
yeah, but then they wonder this is why
horrible.
people have such disdain for recruiters and how they feel about corporate America. And they're
Yep.
like, I see on LinkedIn people like, you guys, recruiters have a job too. And well, then do your damn job, but stop treating people like this. It's either the ghosting or we're dating. It's got to be some middle. Don't
Right.
date me and don't ghost me, but don't wine and dine me
Right.
for a no. I don't need that meal that bad. It's not that deep.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry,
It
Ron.
was
I
one
hate
of
it
the
for
one
you
of the
and I hate it for your candidate. So
Alvin, if you're listening, man, it's nothing but love, dude.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And like I had told you, you are a rock solid dude. You are someone I would have hit the golf course with or had a beer with because I just think you're a good human
But can I say
being.
also,
And I
Ron,
was.
he dodged a bullet too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he
He
did.
Because
did.
months
He
from
did.
now, that same
Sure.
company will
Yeah.
circle back and reach out to him, and
Yep.
he needs to say, "You don't align with my goals." Click.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What?
Yep.
What? Alan, here would be my advice, man. And I haven't told you this, so if you're listening, I'd make him take you to dinner twice, give you a project
Yes.
plan, and then the morning before you're
True.
supposed to start, go,
I found
sorry.
something else, even if you
Yes.
didn't. Yeah, I'd get some more meals out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
get some
Yeah.
meals. Yeah, for sure. Or
Unbelievable.
make him buy you some eggs. Those are expensive.
Oh, come on, we all love $9 eggs, and
Yes.
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, all right, before we get off on a tangent, so that is a wrap on this episode of the Roundtable, where we don't circle back, we move forward. So, if someone says your goals don't align, that's cool. They're not your people, right? They're not aligned with what you're going. And if you hear we're still waiting on that circle back, you already have your answer. So, entrepreneurs, your time is currency. Your clarity is power, and your business, it deserves real decisions and no delayed responses or crusty, empty buzzwords. So, from me and my co hosts, Nicole Gray and Lady Bell Castro, who you can find their contact information and their websites on every single episode of the Roundtable. Thanks for pulling up your chair. So now go run your business like the meeting already ended, because it did.